Our first story takes us to the tense borders of Greece and Bulgaria in 1925. These two countries had already been at odds for years, but on October 18th, the situation turned unexpectedly tragic and bizarre. A Greek soldier stationed near the border was out for a walk when his dog ran across the border into Bulgarian territory. As the soldier chased after it, Bulgarian troops shot and killed him. In response, the Greek military launched a full-scale invasion of a Bulgarian border town. The League of Nations had to step in to de-escalate the situation. Thankfully, a ceasefire was reached quickly. But the fact remains, an international conflict was triggered by a dog. Next, we head to Mexico in the 19th century. During a time of political unrest, a French pastry chef living in Mexico City reported that Mexican soldiers had looted his shop. He demanded compensation. When the Mexican government ignored him, he took his complaint to the French government. Shockingly, France responded by sending a fleet to blockade Mexican ports and bombard the city of Veracruz. They demanded 600,000 pesos in damages, not just for him, but for other French citizens as well. Thus began the Pastry War. What started with a stolen eclair ended with real casualties and a full-blown military intervention. In 1859, on the San Juan Islands between the U.S. and British Canada, a British pig wandered onto the land of an American farmer and started eating his crops. The farmer shot the pig. What followed was an international standoff. British forces threatened arrest. American troops were deployed. Cannons were aimed, all over one pig. Thankfully, both sides agreed to a peaceful resolution. Not a single human life was lost, but it remains one of the most absurd standoffs in military history. Yes, a bucket. In 14th century Italy, the rival city-states of Modena and Bologna were already known for their hostilities. But in 1325, soldiers from Modena stole a wooden bucket from a public well in Bologna. Bologna demanded it back. Modena refused. The two cities went to war. The Battle of Zappolino saw around 2,000 deaths. Modena won and kept the bucket, which they still proudly display to this day. Captain Robert Jenkins, a British merchant, had his ear sliced off by Spanish coast guards in the Caribbean in 1731. He brought the severed ear back to Britain and, according to legend, presented it to Parliament in a jar. Years later, Britain used the incident as one of the justifications for going to war with Spain. Though trade disputes were the real cause, the ear gave the conflict its name: the War of Jenkins' Ear. While the 1962 Sino-Indian War had deep geopolitical causes, one of the many sparks involved livestock. Goats and other animals often wandered across disputed borders in the Himalayas, escalating tensions between border patrols. Eventually, small confrontations led to full military engagements. Sometimes, the trigger is less important than the pile of grievances behind it. Perhaps the most polite war in history, this conflict was between the Netherlands and the Isles of Scilly, off the southwest coast of England. During the English Civil War, the Dutch sided against royalist forces and declared war. Then, they forgot about it. No battles occurred. No shots were fired. But technically, the war lasted 335 years until a peace treaty was finally signed in 1986. Rounding out our list is another example of pride gone wrong. In the early 1800s, a French diplomat stationed in Mexico was reportedly mocked for wearing an overly fancy hat. The incident, though seemingly trivial, was cited among the many reasons for increased French hostility toward Mexico. A hat, yes, a hat, was part of a broader excuse to send troops,